Hello, here we are, video number 5 in my 8 series of videos on why we do what we do in All Change. So I'm going to very quickly talk to you today about our self-talk, negative and positive, just self-talk, how we talk to ourselves. You know, you've got the good one and the bad one in the shoulder, and they give you that little narrative that goes on in your head a lot of the time. In week 1 we cover internal language, how we speak to ourselves. That's the first introduction to it, but it's a recurring theme throughout the whole of the 8 weeks, because our self-talk is where we stop ourselves, get ourselves stuck and talk ourselves out of doing things. So I really want to quickly talk about how self-talk affects stress levels. So imagine a scenario where you have made an arrangement to meet somebody at 4 o'clock, and you've got to organise the kids, or you've got to organise whatever you've got to do to get there, and you think, okay, well, I'll leave at like 3:15 and I'll be there in plenty of time. And then as things start to happen during the course of the day, you start to see, oh, do you know what, actually this is going to be quite difficult to get out there, so this has happened, oh no, I've got to take care of that, how's that? And you'll start to narrate a story to yourself in your head. So you will start to get stressed. So remember what we talked about in a previous video, how the autonomic nervous system will then divert your blood flow from your functions, from your, maintaining your digestive system functioning, to your muscles. So you'll start to tighten up and you won't digest the lunch that you've just eaten properly. Okay, so you'll end up with a ball in your stomach. Then you'll feel pretty crap, so that's not going to help. As the day goes, I really feel rubbish, I don't really want to go to this thing at 4 o'clock, I feel really bloated, I'm really stressed, this is just going to be too much hassle, etc, etc. Are you getting the picture? As the afternoon goes on, maybe there's traffic, so you start, I really don't want to go, this is ridiculous. You get home, one of the kids is playing up, or your husband's like, oh, just stay, and it's a recurring thing. I can't even begin to talk about all the scenarios, because as you're watching this, you're probably laughing and thinking, yeah, actually I can completely identify with this. There is no way of coming and giving you examples of all the things, but we can talk ourselves into, something that's relatively simple becoming an absolute disaster, and then envisage the 4 o'clock appointment and everything that happens at the 4 o'clock appointment being a total disaster at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because we talk ourselves into it. That has an effect on our bodies because it affects us, it stresses us, which then has an oxidative effect on our bodies and causes inflammation. So if you are the type of person who tends to do that, as I once was, and have occasional relapses, then All Change has got tools and tricks in there to help you clamp down on that. And once you've got it, you can say, right, what do I need to change to stop this from happening again? So we're not clamping it down, holding it down, because that's just stressful. That takes up a lot of energy. What we want to do is diffuse what makes you do those things, and start to recognise what it is that triggers you, or has you go off on one and invent what's going to happen for the next 6 hours ahead of what's happening. It's all disastrous and all bad and get you stressed. So we're using tools in All Change to help you to break that down and diffuse it and live better because of that.